Land of origin, Huyang City, inside the quiet room of the city owner's mansion. Luo Feng's consciousness had completely returned to his physical body, the original Primal Chaotic Space, within him having long since transformed into a vaster, more resilient space. Godly kings generally carve out a universe within this space, because the laws of cosmic operation are the manifestations of personal enlightenment. This too is a form of cultivation. Boom, like the mighty Tianhe, endless surging energy from the mysterious land transformed into divine power, ceaselessly pouring into the space within Luo Feng, already forming an infinite ocean. And the mysterious land kept on pouring more. In just 3 Earth months, the small universe in his hometown area could grow to the size of the primordial cosmos. This shows how fierce the energy infusion was, and now this energy was still supplying the formation of Luo Feng's godly body. Transformation of the godly body. Luo Feng actively guided it, and the infinite divine power quickly formed a new godly body. This godly body is probably going to be massive. I myself might find it difficult to conceal all aura, Luo Feng thought, and immediately an avatar far away in Chu capital carrying the Star Tower silently left the Chu capital. In just a few moments he arrived in Huyang City with the Star Tower. Inside the quiet room there was a Star Tower and Luo Feng had already entered it. Boom. In one of the spatial layers inside the Star Tower, Luo Feng no longer restrained himself, consolidating the godly body at maximum speed, the sea of endless divine power within his own space visibly lowering its water level, and soon it was completely dried up. Of course, the endless energy from the mysterious land transforming into divine power kept coming non-stop. Search the novfire.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. As much as was sent, Luo Feng transformed all of it into the godly body. 10 trillion kilometers, 11 trillion kilometers. Luo Feng sensed the rapid growth of his godly body, and in just 3 days land of origin time, Luo Feng's perfect divine body had already grown to its limit. The reckless pouring of energy from the mysterious land thus came to a halt. The blessing of supreme rules, the reckless pouring of energy, marked this one opportunity to become a godly king. My godly body. Luo Feng felt his own self. An immense godly body, sitting cross-legged in the space of the Star Tower, the space of the Star Tower still expanding enough to accommodate Luo Feng fully displaying his godly body. In the environment of the land of origin, my godly body's height is 180 trillion kilometers, which is already higher than the sky. Luo Feng understood this. The distance between heaven and earth in the land of origin varies, as some places are basins and others are mountains with slight variations in the distance, but generally around 100 trillion kilometers. Thus, even for unlimited godly bodies in the primal chaos realm, cultivating a physical body to match the height of heaven and earth is difficult. But it's different for the godly king of unlimited godly bodies. Godly kings of unlimited godly bodies generally reach a height of 36 trillion kilometers. Even when they display their normal height of godly body and walk on the ground, it is quite effortless. They can even match the height of heaven and earth with a simple shake. Luo Feng understood this. Ancient godly kings, matching the height of heaven and earth, quite normal. But my normal godly body can't even stand upright on the land of origin, even sitting cross-legged, my head is probably almost touching the starry sky. Luo Feng thought. The Star Tower is pretty impressive, just one layer of space expanded to be taller than my body, yet it still feels spacious. Luo Feng was very clear, many cave heaven secret treasures have large spaces, but ones as vast as this still hold infinite value. Luo Feng had long sensed the extraordinariness of the Star Tower, but for now he also could not fully comprehend it. Godly king level perfect divine body, this is also the final form. From here on, if I want a stronger physical body, a stronger soul, it has to rely on personal cultivation. Luo Feng felt his vigorous foundation. The foundation of the godly body, the divine power reserve far surpasses an ordinary godly king. The quality of divine power is also stronger. The soul foundation after becoming a godly king, the small universe akin to the primordial cosmos, along with the perfection level godly king godly body, made Luo Feng's soul much stronger. Godly kings who don't cultivate the soul path, aiming for a strong soul, either rely on the physical body nourishing the soul, which is less efficient, or rely on some rare treasures nourishing the soul, which is incredibly valuable. Many in the primal chaos realm, after realizing branches of the great Tao, would rather reincarnate first, to compensate for their own deficiencies, cultivate unlimited godly bodies, and then become godly kings. Luo Feng mused inwardly, the foundation is indeed very important. World life form transform. With a single thought, Luo Feng began transforming his perfect divine body into a world life form. The perfect divine body is ultimately composed of divine power, and in terms of combatability, it is still inferior to world life form, which, as a special grade inheritance, begins at the realm of the unbeatable first realm of godly king, with an extremely high upper limit. Boom. Having had a previous transformation experience, Luo Feng was much faster this time, a great amount of divine power continuously transforming. This time I'm controlling the world life form much more easily. Luo Feng felt the difference. Just having broken through to godly king, the spiritual will hadn't improved much, but the soul was much larger. But the soul is like an army of 10,000 and an army of 1,000,000. Although both are commanded by the same general, their combat power is utterly different. A vast soul can also control a more massive physical body. perfect divine power, continuously transforming into a stronger world life form. This continued for a full 5 days. 2 immense physical bodies sat cross-legged inside the star tower, one clad in a black robe the perfect divine body, and one in a silver robe the world life form. Using up half of the divine power reserve of the perfect divine body. I'm almost at the limit my spiritual will can bear. The silver-robed Luo Feng stood up, and with a mere rise, his presence caused the surrounding space to tremble, resonating loudly within the star tower. A powerful soul foundation and the will of the ultimate realm barely allowed me to control such a terrifying physical body, with a burden on my spirit already exceeding 90%. Although the perfect divine body and the world life form had comparable energy reserves, their powers differed greatly. Sustaining a burden on my spirit that exceeds 90% is too exhausting. Normally, it's better to let this world life form sleep. With a thought from Luo Feng, the silver-robed Luo Feng immediately sat down cross-legged. The silver-robed Luo Feng gradually fell into slumber, his breath still ongoing, continuing to stir up storms, while his consciousness wavered weakly. In a state of sleep, the burden on my spirit is very weak. When I'm acting outside normally, it's still best to create a few weaker avatars. Luo Feng had an idea. The cross-legged, silver-robed Luo Feng immediately emitted 3 streaks of silver light, each condensing into an avatar. Each avatar has roughly 1,000th of the energy reserves of a world life form. That's still far stronger than my world life form during the Primal Chaos realm. Luo Feng was very satisfied. From the Primal Chaos realm to Godly King. The godly body increased in height by 100-fold, the divine power transformed 100-fold in quality. From an energy perspective, that's a difference of hundreds of millions of times. Today, an avatar is much stronger than the world life form I condensed at great cost during the Primal Chaos realm. An avatar should be considered invincible within the first realm of the Godly King, thought Luo Feng. Moreover, this avatar of mine can use many exquisite moves. If I go all out, I should be on a higher level than the normal invincibility of the first realm of the Godly King. Luo Feng made a judgment. Continue your journey with Empire. The so-called invincibility of the first realm of the Godly King is a broad concept, referring to having comprehensive mastery over survival, attack and defense, all reaching the scopes of the second realm of the Godly King. Different invincible beings of the first realm of the Godly King also have their own specialties. Like the Godly King Jiayin, who practices both the infinite and causality great Daos, is far behind Luo Feng in frontal combat but far surpasses Luo Feng in avoiding harm and seeking fortune. In the land of origin, there has been no talk of a Godly King of the first realm defeating a Godly King of the second realm or a Godly King of the second realm defeating one of the ultimate realm. But in the treasure ground infinite space, it is recorded. Theoretically it's achievable. Luo Feng understood this. This was just theoretically possible. Like the special grade inheritance, just getting started is theoretically possible. According to the world life form records at the first realm of the Godly King, theoretically, one can achieve the most perfect physical body, the 24 forms, thought Luo Feng. This is my next goal. However, I can set it aside for now. The core of my future will be the Great Tao of Destruction Origin. The 24 forms also appeared in the complete Great Tao of Life Origin, represented by the 24 claws, each one being an aspect of the Great Tao of Life Origin. Each aspect is a combination of the 6 branches all intricately interconnected, more complex and profound than the 10 directions world form. To completely comprehend the 24 forms is unimaginably difficult. Generally, one might have already advanced into the second realm of Godly King with a complete fusion of all branches when they have possibly understood only a few aspects due to such depth in their understanding. For a long time, the world life form will be my strongest physical body. I now need to better exert the strength of my physical body. When it comes to battle and slaughter, the Great Tao of Destruction Origin naturally excels. Luo Feng immediately calmed his mind and sensed the space within his body. An expanse evolved from the Primal Chaotic Space, which, based on LuoFeng's foundation, was naturally much more substantial and vast. Other godly kings generally create a small universe within their body space. For me, it's more suitable to create a source world within my body space, thought Luo Feng, at least the rudimentary form of a source world. On one hand, because of the requirements of the special grade inheritance, world life form, there is a need to create an inner world. And the ultimate goal of a world is the source world. On the other hand, Luo Feng, with his heart melding into the supreme rules, had observed the full extent of the source world of the land of origin. Open. A thought arose. A small universe located far away in his hometown was continuously consolidating divine power and transmitting it here. The small universe has an upper limit on the energy it can withstand, but for Luo Feng's cultivation needs, the supreme rules do not impose a limit. All creatures are like this. As long as you can utilize it, feel free to use it. Rumble. Inside the inner world, endless energy converged at the core, beginning to gather a piece of miniature land, completely imitating the appearance of the land of origin, just a miniature version. 99% of the energy gathered here. Then there was the vast Void District. Still in the Void District, 3,000 miniature universes were bred. The original endless power of the world life form also merged into this world, allowing this world to evolve naturally. The land of origin evolved to be richer, with flowers, grass and trees beginning to breed, and the positions of the 3,000 miniature universes naturally adjusting, with vitality starting to appear within them. The operating laws of the entire inner miniature source world were the 6 major branches of life deduced by Luo Feng, hence the world's interior was naturally full of life. This is just the beginning. Luo Feng revealed a smile. Buzz. After the inner world stabilized, Luo Feng used world reflection, and the area of reflection suddenly became much larger than it had been in the past. This range. Luo Feng was also surprised. In the past, the inner world reflected the outside world, covering about 3 primal chaos prefectures, but now, as the physical body became more robust and the inner world more expansive, with a more profound foundation, the reflection range also soared to 16 primal chaos prefectures. Normally, it is very difficult to expand the range of world reflection. Even if the foundation is significantly stronger, the reflective range might only increase a little. Now, from 3 primal chaos prefectures to 16, it's clear how great Luo Feng's improvement was this time. 16 primal chaos prefectures. Although Luo Feng was in Huyang City, everything in the 16 primal chaos prefectures, down to a speck of dust, was under his observation. In such a vast range, many exotic beasts and 12 beings of primal chaos realm were all completely unaware under Luo Feng's scrutiny. I am the world. Nothing can hide. Luo Feng, clothed in silver, stood above Huyang City, his own inner world operation laws inherently with him, causing the supreme rules in the vicinity to temporarily retreat. Various energies around him, different layers of space and time, and even entanglements of causality were all under Luo Feng's observation. Finally, I am close to the Emperor of Tianquan. Luo Feng showed a smile. On Palu Mountain, inside Zhang Yunji's cave mansion. Yungu, is there something going on between you and Qingyan? Zhang Yunji's father made contact. What's going on? Zhang Yunji asked in confusion. Did something happen? Qingyan has withdrawn the use rights of the Purple Cloud Palace in Xiangjie City, our family business was forced to move out, and now it's being spread throughout Xiangjie City. You and Qingyan might have broken up. Qingyan hasn't denied it either, Zhang's father said anxiously. Our business in Xiangjie City has significantly declined. Zhang Yunji was in charge of some of her family's business dealings, which is how she originally met Moyu Qingyan. He took back the use rights to Purple Cloud Palace? Zhang Yunji fell silent. What exactly happened between you two? Zhang's father pressed. We have been separated for a while now. Zhang Yunji didn't hide it anymore. How could you two break up? Zhang's father exclaimed in shock and anger. Why not? As cultivators we get together when we want to, and we part ways when we wish to. Do I have to tell you everything? Zhang Yunji spoke, and right now I just want to focus solely on cultivation at Palu Mountain. You. Zhang's father was furious. Ever since his daughter had been with Moyu Qingyan, his status in the family had greatly increased, and so did the business he was responsible for. I have made up my mind, Zhang Yunji said. Zhang's father was helpless. Ever since his daughter became an eternal true god, it became very difficult for him to control her. Well then you must seize the opportunity at Palu Mountain and cultivate well, Zhang's father could only say. Of course I understand. Zhang Yunji responded and then ended the transmission. Flame Wind Ancient Country, Chu Capital, Palace of Emperor Chu. Within the ancient hall, a towering figure opened his eyes and murmured in a low voice, to fully comprehend a complete origin great Tao is far too difficult. No wonder the enlightened one lineage holds the most honored status. After ceasing his cultivation, Emperor Chu looked around. All the rules and regulations of his surroundings were clearly visible to him, and he also sensed a change in one of the many threads of causality entwined with himself. The reason he focused on this thread of causality was that it was deeply entangled with him. It was the causality between himself and his direct disciple Luo Feng. In the land of origin, the relationship between master and disciple is no less than that of blood relatives, and the intertwining of causality can be imagined. Luo Feng, has he made a breakthrough? Emperor Chu revealed a smile, sensing that the other end of their entwined causality, Luo Feng, had grown much stronger. Through the sense of causality, he has become much more powerful than before, almost comparable to the second realm of Godly King. Seeing his disciple become so strong naturally filled Emperor Chu with joy. Luo Feng, come to see me at once. Emperor Chu transmitted his voice through the causality, reaching out from afar. Yes, master. Luo Feng responded through causality. In the past, Luo Feng did not have the ability to communicate through causality, but after becoming a godly king, the laws of his world became much more powerful, and his control over causality deepened. Soon Luo Feng arrived at the palace of Emperor Chu. Master, Luo Feng entered the hall and immediately offered his respectful salutations. This avatar of his also contained 1,000th of a world life form's energy reserves. Merely with this avatar, he was indeed worthy of being called invincible within the first realm of Godly King. The gap between my teacher and me remains vast. This time Luo Feng's sensing was even clearer. In his perception, Emperor Chu was like the embodiment of the great Tao of destruction origin, like an immense world that was unshakable, every move carrying boundless destructive might. Luo Feng's avatar, with life preservation capabilities surpassing even the ancestral god of the snow realm, felt that if his master were to make a move, it would likely annihilate this avatar within 2 or 3 strikes. Good. Emperor Chu's eyes shone with a mysterious light, scrutinizing his disciple from various aspects, and praising him. Luo Feng, I didn't expect that having just become a godly king, you could cultivate the great Tao of life and matter to such profound depths. The combination of the two is even more ingenious, achieving such a powerful physical body. Master flatters me, Luo Feng felt somewhat ashamed. He had not cultivated the origin Tao of matter. What he truly cultivated concurrently were the great Tao of life and destruction. There's no need for modesty, Emperor Chu exclaimed with admiration. Across the land of origin, those who reach invincibility in the first realm of Godly King without external aid are rare. And you've just become a Godly King and have already reached this level? Haha, no amount of praise is too much. Experience more on Empire. Master, what do you think of this body of mine? When facing powerful enemies in the future, what should I be wary of? Luo Feng inquired, as his master was far more experienced and knowledgeable than he was. This body of yours is robust and profound, difficult to erode by conventional means, deeply attuned to the mysteries of the origin Tao of matter, Emperor Chu noted, and it also integrates the great Tao of life origin. I have a feeling that even if I strike with all my might and annihilate you, your physical body could still recover from nothingness, brimming with life force. I'm afraid it would take several strikes for me, each one having to break through the braided cage's barriers and annihilate everything, to completely obliterate your physical body, Emperor Chu stated. Below the level of emperors, I fear none could eradicate your physical body. Luo Feng understood. The paths of life and matter are both difficult to erode. Combined, their effects naturally stack. However, a world life form puts a great strain on the spirit. They generally can't execute intricate techniques, and it's only when Luo Feng wields an avatar with 1,000th of the energy reserve that he can perform elaborate maneuvers. I know you're also skilled in the clone technique, Emperor Chu said with a smile. At your level, even emperors and monarchs must use their true bodies to instantly annihilate one of your avatars, granting all your other avatars sufficient time to employ the reincarnation technique. Luo Feng knew that his ability to preserve life was even more formidable than his master realized. The true body of a world life form held 1,000 times more energy reserves than an avatar. Even emperors and monarchs, as powerful as they are, would need some time to destroy it. Of course, it would still only take a bit longer. Looking over the entire land of origin, only 4 beings can truly kill you, Emperor Chu declared. Which 4? Luo Feng inquired. 2 ancestors, the ancestor from the East Extreme Domain and Emperor Qin, Emperor Chu replied. They have all transcended the ultimate realm of God King. Luo Feng was shaken. His master had not previously elaborated on the top-tier powers of the land of origin, but this time there were no more secrets. Emperor Chu looked at Luo Feng. You've cultivated to your current realm. It's time you understood the truly terrifying entities of the land of origin. These 4 are very detached. You won't provoke them for now, Emperor Chu said with a smile. When the day comes that you can provoke them, the gap between you and them might not be so large. Luo Feng was surprised only to find Emperor Chu watching him with a smile. Have confidence. Who knows, maybe one day you might become stronger than the 2 ancestors. What cultivator lacks confidence? Indeed, Luo Feng concurred. In any case, it's still best to avoid emperors and monarchs, Emperor Chu advised, especially those cultivating the primordial bloodline, for they are always tainted by its corruption night and day, and tend to have foul tempers. Disciple understands, Luo Feng replied, aware that in the Thunder Ancient Country there was even a half out-of-control monarch-level powerhouse. Although other emperors and monarchs weren't out of control, their nasty dispositions were entirely understandable. Marquis Chu Yuan's temper was something Luo Feng had witnessed before. The path of cultivation is difficult. When you reach the second realm of Godly King, you will feel it even more clearly, Emperor Chu said, just like it's easy to comprehend 10 basic laws, but to fuse these 10 laws into one to comprehend the law of primal chaos, is many times more difficult. Similarly, it's easy to comprehend a few branches of a great Tao, but to perfectly fuse them into one complete Tao is very difficult. Even I haven't been able to do it, Emperor Chu looked at Luo Feng. Emperors and monarchs are life forms of the ultimate realm of God King, but almost all of them rely on external forces, Emperor Chu said. Only Emperor Qing and the Lord of 10,000 Realms from this current era of the Land of Origin have truly comprehended a complete origin great Tao on their own. Luo Feng nodded. 2 ancestors who transcended the ultimate realm of God King and the ancestral god of the East Extreme Domain were from the previous reincarnation era. Emperor Qing was indeed formidable. As one of the 2 peerless powerhouses who had comprehended a complete origin great Tao in this era, he had even transcended the ultimate realm. No wonder he was so extraordinary among the 13 emperors. When one's life steps into the ultimate realm of God King, there are 3 paths, Emperor Chu explained patiently to his disciple. The first path is to comprehend a complete origin great Tao. This path is the most difficult. Emperor Qing and the Lord of 10,000 Realms have done it this way. The second path is like the one your master has taken, relying on a powerful inheritance to comprehend this secret technique for ultimate realm life forms at the pinnacle of the second realm of Godly King. Using this secret technique and supplemented by precious primordial materials, one can fully transition their life into the ultimate realm. After the transformation, every action carries boundless power. Lastly, there's the primordial bloodline route, unlocking the potential of the primordial bloodline and causing one's life form to evolve to the ultimate realm of God King. This path is relatively easier and has a higher ceiling, but it comes with greater risks, Emperor Chu explained. Luo Feng understood. All 3 paths could lead a life form to the ultimate realm. Even the path his master had taken, Luo Feng could sense its difficulty. one first needs a record of this secret technique for ultimate realm life forms. To comprehend an ultimate realm level secret technique within the second realm of Godly King. And then, with the provision of precious resources, one could succeed in the cultivation. When it comes to strength, we emperors and monarchs should be weaker than those who have comprehended a complete Tao, like the Lord of 10,000 realms. Their secret techniques are more refined, Emperor Chu said with a smile. But we have powerful weapon secret treasures bestowed by ancestors. Combined with the secret treasures, we can naturally contend with the Lord of 10,000 realms and that sector beast. Luo Feng understood. The 13 emperors of the Flame Wind Imperial clan were at least at the sector beast level. Moreover, they each specialized in different abilities, making their collaboration even more terrifying. Then there were Emperor Ming, Emperor Husband, and Emperor Qing, each one more dazzling than the last. Of course, behind the Imperial clan, there was also the primogenitor Yan Feng, who didn't participate in the Land of Origins conflicts. This is the strength of the high-level Flame Wind Ancient Country Imperial clan, Luo Feng sighed inwardly. It's no wonder that the two Imperial clans occupied most of the resources. Their power was overwhelming in the Land of Origin. Even the Lord of 10,000 realms and the sector beast of Qinmu Kingdom had to find ways to make connections with the two ancient countries. The East Extreme Domain could only shrink into a corner of the continent. The monarchs of Thunder Ancient Country are also terrifying, Emperor Chu continued. The ancestor of Thunder followed the primordial bloodline path himself, and all the monarchs of Thunder Ancient Country cultivate the primordial bloodline. The power they exhibit is even more troublesome and fearsome than that of the emperors of Flame Wind Ancient Country who cultivate the primordial bloodline. Besides the two ancient imperial clans, there are the scattered god kings. Emperor Chu looked at Luo Feng. The other creatures of the Land of Origin constitute the vast majority, and the number of second realm god kings they produce is far greater than those of our imperial clans. Of course, Luo Feng understood that places like the Reincarnation Tower had quite a few second realm god kings. Among this group of second realm god kings, there are also those of stunning brilliance. Their talents may even surpass mine, Emperor Chu said. They cultivate multiple great Daos and powerful special grade inheritances. Even if they haven't stepped beyond life-wise, their many powerful secret techniques allow them to be comparable to us. These scattered second realm god kings need to cultivate, want to grow stronger, and hope to reach the ultimate realm too. Naturally, they contend for resources with our two great imperial clans, Emperor Chu said with a smile. They want to compete, and the imperial clans want to compete too, so naturally conflicts arise, and so does animosity. In the Land of Origin, there are also alien races stirring trouble in secret. Emperor Chu shook his head. Luo Feng, the stronger you get, the more cautious you must be in everything you do, lest you be foolishly exploited without even realizing it. Saying so, Emperor Chu extended his hand from afar, and a streak of flowing light flew towards Luo Feng. Upon touching Luo Feng, a flood of information was transmitted. Luo Feng was shocked. Intelligence about the alien races in the shadows, information on some terrifying existences in the Land of Origin, reports on numerous treasure locations, chances left by Yuan, and detailed information on many fearsome powerhouses. Aside from the scant descriptions of Emperor Qing, the ancestral god of the East Extreme Domain, and the two ancestors who were beyond God King Ultimate Realm, all other powerhouses were recorded in detail, including even some imprisoned mad beings. Each piece of information, if bought, would be extremely expensive, and now it was all given to Luo Feng. Thank you, Master. Luo Feng felt grateful. I am your master, Emperor Chu said. By the way, in the Land of Origin, there are some god kings who cultivate the origin Tao of causality. They have a deeper control over causality and can determine through it that your life has transformed. So, the news of you becoming a god king, it won't take long for it to spread. You need to be prepared. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming great videos.